Let me go. I'm gonna run and check these puppies.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Yo, live
Back
in
to another
effect.
Let Loose
Wild
dog
Out
talk.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Eh,
do it. Oh,
we got
bro.
Vic. I call him Vic from Hawaii, but
Yeah.
we got Vic here for our second part with him. Second interview. I know the first one we had a lot of talk, a lot to talk about, but man, this one I think is gonna be a good one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you spell Milan?
I think it's
M,
Milan. I think it's only
yes,
one L. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I don't even know how to spell that dude's name.
Yeah, I
So
know.
Vic, how you been?
I've been good, brother. I've been good. Just got back from Cali. What's today? Wednesday. So about 2 days ago, I got back on Monday. Flew back. It was good. I missed it. I missed Cali and stuff, and it's good to be home. I, got to get back into the swing of things, but it was good. It was a great trip. Got to see a lot of friends, a lot of family. Got to catch up, do some Disneyland, but that's more for the kids, man. Me, it was.
Yeah, yeah.
I just stayed
You know, you was out there with Mickey Mouse having fun.
Yeah, that's for the kids. I mean, even the roller coaster. I'm like, I wanted to go up to go see you, Hesperia. I want to go Dodger Stadium. I got both done, so I'm good, man.
Hey, that's awesome. So
I'm
did you
good.
do that on Saturday or Friday? You went to Dodger Stadium.
Friday we did Dodger Stadium because we got back from Disneyland super late Thursday night, and then my dad, he was like, "Hey, mijo, let's go, come on," because I haven't been physically at Dodger Stadium, and by that time, over 3.5, almost 4 years, the last time I was there. So for me, it was just like, oh man, I was like ready to cry. I was like, they just went back to back World Series. My kids know I've been big on Dodgers my whole life, so that's all I ever talk about. And so it was good. We went to Dodger Stadium store, got some stuff. My dad was like, my treat kind of thing, and he wanted to get
Yeah.
some. He got pretty much everything actually, and he bought my daughter this it's like the size of a basketball, but it's a big old Dodger ball. And
Okay.
so my daughter were playing with it the rest of the weekend. It was so much fun, man. I had a great time.
Hey,
Nice.
and I know Vic Saturday, you came over to my house.
Mhm.
It was a pleasure meeting your mom and your wife.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I had met your dad already, and the kiddos. The kiddos were
Oh
great
man,
to have. So
yeah.
that was good.
I really wish you could have spent more time. I was so excited. My wife too. I think I told you she was like she had to get her hair done, and so she's like, "Baby, there's this appointment, but I'm gonna have to miss going to dentist's because it's got to be in the morning." I said, "No, you're not missing this." I said, "Reschedule." I said, "I love you. You need to reschedule that." So she
That's dope.
well, but you little ones, right? You're like, okay, eat your breakfast, hurry up, go to the restroom, do this, get in the car. By the time we made it out to you, it was so late. So we were there maybe what 30, 40 minutes, like hardly anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Because I think
Yeah,
your wife hair appointment. You said it was like at 1 o'clock. So
Yeah,
you
like
guys
one
had to
o'clock.
drive
We
back.
didn't
Yeah.
get to like 11:30, 11:45, I think, by the time we actually rolled into to your house. So we weren't there very long and we had to hurry up and get back. So
it seems
uh,
like you was more excited than anybody else, though.
oh no, dude. No, my son was crazy excited. My daughter is like she is anything she does, my daughter's not autistic, right? So my daughter, anything she does, she's more like reserved at first, but when we're going to bed that night, she'll tell me, "Oh, I love that we did this, this, and this." My son is immediate. He's either going to be excited or scared or angry. His emotions are upfront. My daughter's more reserved towards the end of the day. She'll tell you what she did or didn't like. But my son was excited. He's like, "Oh, I get to see American Bulldogs. I get to see big ones." I said, "Yeah, Uncle Dennis. We're gonna go see Uncle Dennis." And blah blah. Dude, he was just like nonstop talking the entire drive up there. But I told him, I said, "Listen, you can be excited, but we got to be calm when we enter Uncle Dennis's. Okay, we got to listen to what he says. You can pet the dogs, but we're gonna listen to Uncle Dennis first. Don't just put your hand because he knows, right? We had like our kind of Corso, we had pit bulls.
Yeah.
Like he knows how to be around dogs, but he has to control his excitement. So he was crazy excited. My wife is like my daughter gets from my wife. She's more like reserved at first, but then we'll talk about it after the fact. Me, I'm up front, dude. I'm excited right now. I'm gonna show you how
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
Ernest, Vic, it's a good testimonial to have because he's seen the dogs in person, and we focus a lot of in temperament, right? And
right.
Vic will be
Mm.
the guy that experienced it firsthand, and he saw it. I could talk about temperament, about my dogs, all this, whatever. But
Yeah.
if you see it, then you'll be like, okay, I see what Dennis talks about. I don't know, Vic. The
Well,
mic's open for you. You could
well,
give him.
well. See, well, before we go there, like I've seen it.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
yeah, you gotta remember, I've been to your house like 5 times.
Yeah,
It's like, and plus, like I've gotten able to meet Diesel, met Peso, transported multiple puppies for you, and got to hang out with one with me for, like he was with me for a while before you went to Philadelphia. And then you got to remember, I have the same bloodline as you, so the temperament that he's gotten to witness, I've gotten to see it myself. And then plus on now, I'm owning it. And then Vic is on his way into the same venture of being able to see it, now owning it. But now I'll let you have that mic, Vic.
Oh yeah, no. I want you guys to have Mike, man. With this last time I was on here, like last month, I watched it. My daughter, I was telling Dennis, like we went, like it took about a week because I let her watch a little bit before she went to bed. She's tell you her excitement's different. She's like, we're gonna talk about dogs, and she wants to learn. She's just more reserved, like I said. But I was like, man, I talked too much in that first session. I was over here, blah 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 blah. Dude, like Gabriel wasn't even talking. Ernest only got like 4 words in. Dennis got like 5. I was like, nah, man, I want to talk this time too much.
no. This is your stage, Vic. You know, people. You know, they're tuning in because they want that experience. You know, and like I said, they wanted that experience from you, your perspective, with the whole Cesar Milan thing and everything.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, you know, you're a good voice to, you know, let the world know like the dogs that I have and I breed as well, you know.
Yeah. So there's actually a connection. I was thinking about this too. So Cesar Milan, I know like everyone knows who he is, dog whisperer. That guy is like super popular, right? A long time ago, when I got my dog in the program, his kind of like founding dog, the kind of one that started it all, he had a pit bull, more like a bully actually. It was a more of a standard type American bully, big old fat head, and the dog's name was Daddy. So he
Okay.
had this dog named Daddy, and the dog was like Buddha. It was like Buddha and dog form. The dog was just like nothing phased it, nothing bothered. It was his kind of claim to fame. Like, look at my pit bull, right? Supposed to be killers, and this dog was like good with all dogs, good with
Yeah.
cats, good with any animal.
And Vic, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
And that dog Daddy
yeah,
originally was from a rapper named Redman.
dude, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
story. He got it from
Yeah.
Redmond.
Like
Redman did
Method Redman, like Method
Yes.
Man and Redman.
Yes.
Redmond,
Oh,
dude.
good.
Wu-Tang. I was go like this, right? It's from.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
But I remember that, and that's I kind of saw that story, and so I bring that up because when I met Besso this time around, I told my wife, I'm like, it wasn't night and day. Because when I met him a couple months ago, it was just me and my dad. We're 2 adults. He came out calm. He was cool. He just let us love on him. But I saw almost like a different side of him
Yeah.
when I brought my son and my daughter. My nephew was there too. My nephew's same age, 6 years old, right? Younger. And he's crazy too. He likes to jump around and stuff. But I saw Diesel, and Diesel kind of reminded me of that. What I saw like when I first learned about who's the dog whisperer. Well, he's got this scary looking dog that's just totally relaxed. That's the way Diesel was. Diesel was chilling. He saw us in the backyard coming. He was almost like even more relaxed just when looking at us through the gate, because I saw him and I saw his look towards us, but because I don't know if we came through with kids or what, he just sensed like his guard was down a little bit
Yeah.
more than we were just adults coming to the backyard. Like, hey, you got these tall guys. Who's this guy? But when I came with the kids, it was like he already knew it's cool. It's fine. There's nothing, because you let him out, and I don't even remember you giving him so much instruction as to like, hey, let me give him a word. Let me give him this. It was just like he just came out and was like, no, I know what to do. I'm cool. What's your name? Like, let me smell you real quick. Let me hang out with you. And then that was it. I have a video, dude. I've been watching it. When I took only 2 videos and I was there like a dummy, I should have taken more videos. I had this one video, it's 43 seconds long, and it was my son and my nephew. Literally at first, and I told him, "Hey, don't do that." But when I caught the video, they just started doing it. Literally putting their body weight on Diesel. Because I told you right now, I'm like, now you can see my son in action. Now you see all the things I've been talking about all year, and see how my son is. They literally like draped themselves on Diesel. And I said, hey, get off. But Diesel wasn't like upset about it. He wasn't frustrated about it. He just, whatever, man, that's cool. But I didn't want them to hurt him, or something like
Of course, yeah.
Because they're both heavy, right? 2 of them together, they're heavy. I said, relax. Why don't you guys just pet him, do this, do that. And then my nephew walks away in the video. And like 10 seconds later in the video, my son is. I said, hey, why don't you like scratch his chest, scratch his neck, pet him right here, Papa, because it's And so Diesel kind of just like motioned into it, and then my son put his arm kind of around like Diesel's neck in the video, and then Diesel just pushed his head into my son, and I saw it, dude. I didn't see it while I was recording. I saw it after when I started watching it over and over again. He just like melted into my son and just stayed there and let my son just like love on him. My nephew went to go play with the French bulldogs. He ran, but my son stayed there, and he and Diesel were literally like head to heart like this, boom.
Yeah.
And he just relaxed and like melted into him like butter. And dude, I keep watching on replay, man. I just keep watching that video. Like I should have taken more, man. But yeah,
And,
it was cool.
and Vic, and that's what I told you that Diesel, it's my guy to keep my yard in check, right? He he just he we have a gammon in the studio now. There he is.
Yard.
Hey, what's up?
It's a little bit late, but he's here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm here.
So Diesel, like I said, he's my dog to keep my yard in check. Everybody, he knows when to put a stop to something that he doesn't like, or the dogs are getting too rowdy. And you saw it, Vic. Your mom saw it.
Oh, yeah.
I brought one of the girls out. Sweetest Dossie, but
Oh yeah.
he noticed it right away. Like she started getting too hyped up, and
Yeah.
he went to her, put his paw on her back, and she kind of looked at her like, "Hey, I don't need you to do
Yeah.
all that."
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wish you would have caught video of that. I'm glad like we saw that at the same time, and then you kind of explained it. Like I could see it. I knew what was happening. I could see from dog to dog, but then you coming in, of course, with like, oh, your eyes, and this is what he just did. I wish I would have caught that video, man. Me and my mom saw it too. I was like, did you see that? Did you see what Diesel just did? Like Dossie came and wanted to play, and she had put her paw, like kind of jumped up, put her paws on my daughter's, legs. And I saw my daughter get kind of nervous at first, and I was like, it's all right. And then Diesel just, wow, we're not doing that today, man. Nuh-uh. Not in my yard. And she just walked away. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't a growl. She just walked away and went to go do something else. And then Diesel just stayed right there.
Yeah.
It was
That-
crazy, man.
and that's the temperament that I'm telling you that it. I think if you experience it and you see it, you understand it. You're like, man.
Yeah.
That's why when I brought Peso out, Peso great temperament as well.
Mhm.
But like I told you, Peso with the kids, he has a lot of drive. So he thinks that they're running, he wants to run with them and play with them and jump on top of them. But he doesn't realize how big he is. So he
Yeah.
could hurt the kids.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
wanted you to see that experience. That's why I told you when I bring them out, I was like, I'm gonna have them on the leash. Just don't have the kids pet him. I just want you to see his body type, his reaction, how it is. And the kids were running, and he didn't pay no mind to nothing else but the kids. He was just like, okay, should I go over there? Right.
Yeah.
Diesel
Yeah.
was more like, okay, I'm on alert. I gotta take care of the kids. I let them
Yeah.
do, and always looking at the kids. And you notice when I told you, Bessel's gonna jump for the flirt pole right now,
Yep.
and I think you were talking to my wife
I
or
was talking to, my wife and your wife. We were like off on the corner of the yard a little bit.
yeah. And so Peso started playing with the spring pole, and the kids are running around close to the kennels. So Diesel growled because he didn't like that Peso was, getting closer to the kennels. The kids were over there. Once the kids ran off from the kennels, he kind of was like, okay. And Peso kind of looked like, okay, he growled at me. Is for me. I gotta stop. So that's when I
Yeah.
just grabbed them back on the leash, and we're like, okay, Diesel really doesn't like that. Let's just move it
Yeah.
along. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's like the yard supervisor. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I like what you're doing or I agree. That's okay. He like put a stop to like at least two different things, right? With
Yeah.
Dossie and with Bessel that one time on the flirt pole, like you're saying. He just stopped it, and it didn't turn into a fight. Nothing happened. The dog just, yeah, all right, cool. Seniority, let us know that he, doesn't like that. Is what it is. It was crazy to see though, there in person to see that.
Yeah,
You know?
no, definitely that's him. That's always been like that.
Yeah.
With kids, he's great. Like I said, Gabriel has had him over at his house. I've dropped him off. And he'll tell you his temperament is so well, but at the same time, don't confuse that with he's not on guard. Like he's always, if he feels a threat or anything, he's gonna jump. You
Yeah.
know.
No,
So
you were kind of pointing it out, and then I saw it a little bit. you and I were talking, and then I just kind of kept watching Diesel because you had put him back when you brought Besso out.
Yeah.
And so you put Diesel back in first and you brought Besso out. And so Diesel was he drank a bunch of water and then was cruising. He never took his eyes off the kids from the inside his space.
Kennel, yeah.
Inside his kennel. He never took his eyes off the kids. He was like kind of watching what Besso doing. Okay, what are the kids doing? He was always watching. Like, this is crazy, man. He hasn't turned it off yet. He's just on. He's like, what's happening in the yard? Are the kids kind of like okay? Yeah, no, it was, and those are kids he just met for the first time.
That's
it wasn't,
true, yeah.
I live with these kids. I'm used to these kids. Like, no, it's strangers to him. But he wouldn't take his eyes off the kids, and I was watching him watch everyone else.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted you to see, because I know the first time you were like, oh, peso, you know, like
yeah.
So, but I told you, like, Vic, what I've seen with your son, Diesel, and everything. I even told you, if you ever decide to move forward and get a dog, I think the best bet is, you know, go in the direction of one of Diesel's offsprings.
Yeah,
you know, and Gam, like I said, Gam has one of Diesel's daughters, and he'll tell you the same thing. She's more of the dog that they bring inside the house because she's chill with the kids. They have that bond, like same thing. She's just looking at them, what they're doing. The kids let them do whatever she wants. But if one of the other dogs kind of jumps in and, you know, starts acting up, she's the police. She stops that right away. And
she doesn't like that stuff.
No, that's what I mean. That's why like I said, I wish I got more video. There's a bunch of things I saw just in the yard with you guys, with you and your wife, where I just saw Diesel just, man, that's exactly what I want. That's what I need. Especially that I told you I got that 143-second video, man. I marked the time with my eyeballs. I know how long that video is. I watch it now. But they're both just hanging on him. Body weight for a split second. And you would think, like, if they had done that to my Cane Corso back when he was alive, oh, dude, it would have been bad news. He would have freaked out. He might have bitten the kid. He might have got scared. He might have just run off. These just stayed there. I made sure the kids got off him within seconds, but he didn't do anything about it.
And Vic, and I told you, I think your daughter wanted to use the restroom, right? And I had Diesel loose, and I even told you, Vic, I'm okay. I trust my dog. Like, I trust him so much that he'll be okay. Like, he knows how to behave, and if something happens, like, he'll tell me. But I walked inside the house, brought your wife and your daughter to the restroom, and you know, I was inside the house, and then I walked out, and your wife was like, "Oh, is the dog gonna be okay?" I was like, "I trust him with my life. Like, I know how he is." And I didn't have to be there, and you saw how he was.
He was just cruising. He was just hanging out. He was hanging out with my mom.
Yeah.
My mom was loving on him a bunch. It was like you had never left. He was just there, like almost like you're watching him. Like if you didn't trust him, Dad's here, I better behave. But you were gone. You're completely inside the house, like out of sight, and he just wasn't doing anything. He was just hanging out.
No, definitely.
No, man, it was. I'm telling you, it was crazy. So we're leaving. So we say bye. We take off. We get in the car. And you know what? I forget. I'm gonna ship you some hand soap. All of my nephews, my daughter was in there using your restroom, washing their hands.
It's okay.
My giant Bigfoot nephew, 6'5", was like, oh, you need to use restroom.
Bigfoot.
We could have used it before we went. Like, how much of this soap did you guys use, man? This is ridiculous. But as soon as we took off, me and my wife started talking. So I said, my wife and my daughter are very similar personalities. They won't show you they're excited up front. They kind of do it behind the scenes once we leave a certain situation.
Yeah.
Like for me, even when we walked into Disneyland last week, I'm like, oh, we're going to go on this ride and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. My wife's like, okay, cool. That's fine. And then after we get off the ride, she's like, oh, that was so much fun. I'm like, why don't you get excited? why
she has to live the experience before she can even experience. Show that.
We're going to go see later.
She don't want to be like, she don't want to hype herself up to be disappointed. Like, yo, I'm just gonna wait to find out.
That's probably what it is, and that's my daughter. Like nature versus nurture. She's like my wife in a lot of ways, but she's like us. She's like me when she's a chismosa, man. She's always wondering what's going on. What are you guys talking about? I'm like, my wife is Japanese, so my wife they don't care. They don't do that type of stuff. But us Mexicans, hey, man. What's going on with that neighbor down the street? I see that neighbor. My daughter.
That's what Gabriel was doing earlier.
That's why I was late. I was being nosy. So what's going on over there?
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Gabe was driving like, yo, what they doing? What they doing?
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, I
No,
have a
for real.
video.
My
I have a
neighbor
video for
got me
my
right now.
kids. I have a video for my kids a couple of years ago, and there is a neighbor who parked in front of right in front of our house is like the fire hydrant, and the neighbor just came and parked right in front of the fire hydrant. Right, within like 20 minutes, police showed up. Was gonna writing a ticket.
Yeah.
Dude, my daughter stopped watching whatever she's watching. With her, grabbed her brother, brought their little stools because it's 2 years ago. They were
Oh,
short.
bro, they're like, yo,
To the
what's that?
window. I got a video, but they're just like this. Like, mira nomás, man. Freaking chismosos. Both of you guys are, hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh. You guys are like 4 years old. What do you care? Anyway, but when we took off that day after we left your place, that's when my wife was like, okay. She's like, I said, what did you think, baby? What'd you think? And she's like, 100% without a doubt, it has to be Diesel. I said, why? I always want to know her opinion. And she's like,
Yeah.
did you see him with, with my son Koji? I said, yeah, of course. And so she starts going into it. She's like, Bessel was beautiful. Bessel was like big and strong. Like you walk down the street, that like people are gonna be afraid of him. And same thing, Diesel. Like Diesel's so big and strong looking, such a beautiful specimen. But she's like, think about temperament. Think about our son, right? He needs that pressure. He gets really excited. He has to calm himself down. She's like, Diesel the whole time was relaxed with him the entire time we were there. She's like, I didn't feel nervous around Diesel. I didn't feel afraid for like if Koji got too excited. She's like, he was just cool, calm, collected. And we are talking about when he had put his hand on Darcy. She's like, he's like this like king of the backyard. Like no one will step up to him. I said, I know, right? Like I said, Dennis had told me that last time, and I saw how calm he was with me and my dad. But that's why I wanted to bring everybody out today.
Yeah.
Because I needed to see him around my son. That's why for me, it was like, I could, as long as Dennis is cool, I'm like, I cannot miss. I will drive over to Hesperia, no worries. So that's when she was talking about, she's like, no, Diesel 100%. She's like, even though Bessel is awesome, I would never want from Bessel. It has to be from Diesel. And then there was, you said it was Athena, right? Like, she's also like a really relaxed female, right? She was the one.
Oh, yeah. That was the first one in the kennel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She might be pregnant with Diesel's offspring. So she's like, imagine both of them together. She's like, that's a puppy at the choice. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you know what was the cool part, Vic? Honestly, and it gave me a lot of joy because, I know you wanted to see and bring your family to see firsthand and everything. But what gave me pride, it was that your mom was so engaging and she was talking about getting a dog. So she's asking me, where can I get these kennels? Because I want to put that, if I get a dog from you guys, like I want to put a kennel. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, so at first I thought it was your dad, the excitement that he has. So
now,
no.
It's
but
both.
seeing her, yes.
That
was awesome.
No, you're right. My mom is like, so mira nomás. I tell my mom, she's like, okay, mijo. She's writing it down like, what are we gonna do for the week? Because we're there, right? Like you're kind of planning out the week ahead. So okay, mom, we're gonna do Disneyland, blah 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 blah. On Saturday, I'm gonna go see Dennis, the American Bulldog breeder. She's like, oh, in the deserts, yeah, in Hesperia. I'm going with you. I said, oh yeah, mom, no, you can, no, of course, I would love for you to go because we've been talking about it since we did the podcast. Yeah. My mom's been sending me random American Bulldog YouTube videos. She'll send me links, all this stuff. So she's like, I want to go. I said, mom, of course, I would love for you to be there. So the plan was, my mom and my dad were both supposed to go with us this past Saturday. My dad, they call him Friday night. He gets a last minute job. Oh, we need you in Long Beach at like 5 a.m. Blah blah blah. I said, okay, mijo, look, I'm gonna do that job. I'll make it out to you. We'll head up to Dennis after. I should be done by 8 o'clock. Blah blah blah. Didn't work out. He got back way too late. He ended up doing more than they asked him, right? So my mom's like, well, I don't need your dad. I'm gonna meet you over there. And I said, oh, okay, mom. So she calls me. She's like, I'm on my way. Just wait for me and we'll carpool there. I said, yeah, mom, no worries. I said, what about that? She's like, forget your dad. So she comes over. And then we went up, and she was the one who was like non-stop talking about it on the way there, on the way back. Like, she's super, super excited. Like, they don't have, I think a lot of factors. They don't have the time right now. My mom is super busy. They don't have, I don't think the funds right now, but they don't have the house either for it because where they rent, they have one little tiny dog. She's like a little poodle mix. She weighs like maybe 5 pounds, 6 pounds. She's tiny. And that's really all they can have right now because they don't have a fenced in where they're at. They're on the back of the property. Correct. It's not fenced in. So right now she's like, it breaks my heart. Like I want to cry because I know if I'm honest with myself. My mom was telling me, she's like, I know I don't have the means to have the dog right now. I don't, you know. So but she wants one. I think she loved what Samson meant to my dad, my dad's
Yeah.
American Bulldog. She just didn't like how crazy he was.
Mhm.
He was crazy, man. He was very prey driven. He had a high prey drive, but he was very loving. He was good with kids, but same thing, you know, he wants to play, he might hurt them. So she never loved how too much energy he was, kind of like overexcited, but
Yeah.
she loved what he meant to my dad. And when he did calm down, he relaxed. Oh, dude, he was a lap dog. He was a 115-pound lap dog. You know,
Man.
my mom loved that. She misses that. She misses a big, big dog at home. Yeah.
So why is it she can't get a dog?
Right now where my mom and my dad live, they have a beautiful little house on the back end of this property. So they're renting, right? And so the landlord is like, all right, cool, you can have the little tiny poodle, but anything bigger than that, I don't really want you guys to have. Plus, it's not fenced in. If the dog runs out, like literally the dog could run out. And my mom and dad live off of a busy, busy street. Like if a dog bolts for that street, that dog's gone. That dog's gonna get kicked
Well,
back.
well, like one thing, like so, one thing I can say like off top and like offhand is for one, like the lines that I don't know. I can probably say this for Dennis. I don't really know about Gam's dog, but yeah, I remember I have the same blood off Pelotes. That dog off leash, on leash, she ain't going nowhere. Like
Mm,
I even have her, I have her son and two of her daughters. I can
mm,
open my front door
mm.
and walk to my van. I live right off the busy street, like
Oh,
right
okay.
off the busy.
Yeah.
I walk outside with them. They don't leave me. They might go off and we'll use the bathroom or whatnot. But
Mm,
like that same obedience that you saw from Diesel, like
mm,
just in the backyard of a confined, I'm pretty sure because you got videos of Dennis like walking with Diesel out in like the mountains and everything.
yeah.
These dogs in this bloodline that we have, man, there's a lot of control and a lot of obedience within these dogs. So even I wouldn't say, especially if you're gonna raise it from a puppy, like
Mm,
you if you teach the dog the boundaries and things like that, because I've been living off almost a year and a half. I've been living off this main road. Man, not
mm,
one time with my dogs. I just literally I'll go to the mailbox, I'll
mm.
go take them for a walk, and they do not run out in the middle of the street. They know their boundaries. So I'm not gonna say that it won't happen, but the likelihood of like the dog not like taking off from these bloodlines and the control, I can bet a lot that you're gonna have a lot of stability with
Yeah.
not even having a fence. Because
Yeah.
before I even moved to where I live now, you can ask Dennis. I didn't have a fenced in yard. And I had to take my dogs out without a leash 24/7. And not one time did they ever run off. Did they go if they went after something, all it was just a quick hey. And they're like, all right, pump the brakes, turn around, come on back. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's trial and error, but still at the same time, I really think this temperament that these lines have, the temperament of these dogs that we have, I
Mm,
think they're solid to the T. And what they really want is to love, own, and like love, protect, and be near their companion owners. I think your mom would probably do solid with a puppy or a bigger dog if they could have one without a fence. But there's a risk, but I still like what our dogs bring to the table.
yeah. Right. That's a part of it. Another part of it too is my mom's schedule. My dad works so much. My mom is constantly busy. She
Yeah.
she has a property in Mexico that she runs. She's going there a lot. And then
Okay.
she's super involved with my nephews. So her grandkids, she's always doing events, doing this, doing that. So she's like, I don't even have the time. She's like, I'm pulling my
Yeah.
hair out now. So once my life starts slowing down, then I could take and be a responsible owner. She's like, my mom is God fearing, very honest. She's like, I would tell Dennis. She's like, I don't have
Then
the to
we
yeah,
should find somebody that can do like mock stuffed animals of each one of our dogs and send it to
yeah.
his mom.
Oh yeah, no, she would.
That'd
She's
be like for real, like all the Vigar line blood and just like yo, just send them to your mom. Hey, I'm dead serious. That'd be super dope. She can't have
no,
one. At least she can have something of it to remind her, like especially
Vic's
for your
gonna have
dad.
to
That'd
get
be cool.
two. You got to
Do
get two.
what?
Then, Vic. Vic's gonna have to get two, and then your mom's gonna have to. You're gonna have to visit.
Yeah, you might as well get two dogs, Vic. One
I,
like
I
one for you, one for your mom and dad.
I would
Yeah,
love it. My son and my daughter said they want to have like 10. I said, you guys are crazy, man. That's a lot of
that's
dogs.
how it starts.
You know,
Yeah, it starts with one.
Yeah.
yeah. But it was
It's
said
like going to the bar. You're like, I'm just gonna get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I was coming home the other day and I was my father-in-law was taking care of our pit bull while we were gone. And he was asking me, he's like, does she usually sleep that much? I'm like, oh, she's getting older. He's like, yeah, I said, well, because how did she do when she was gone? He's like, she didn't really do much. So we lost our dog, right, about a month and a half ago. And she would sleep before, she's getting older, but now I keep more of an eye on her. I'm kind of worried about it because she really doesn't do much anymore. Like her whole life was with him, our Cane Corso. He died. That was it. She's never been a solo dog because we got her when she was young. She was a puppy, like really, really young. So she only knew life with him. And so I was, he picked us up from the airport and I said, well, she sleeps a lot, but she didn't do anything. He's like, nah, she would kind of wake up, go to the restroom in the backyard, eat some food, go back to sleep. That's all she did, like every single day.
She's probably mourning the loss of your other dog,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they were companions, like you say. You got her when she was small.
yeah.
That's all he need. Yeah, so it's probably that.
Man, if I
No,
really had the time and the money, I'm like, hey man, give me two right away. Just give me two dollars right now. If I had that capacity, but I do get a little worried about it because she's solo right now and she doesn't have anybody. So I got to take her on walks a little bit more and really give her a lot of love. She's very very clingy now, more than she used to be. She's always been clingy, but really now she really is a lot. So I get worried about her. I'm like, oh man, I should give her a friend or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vic, I know people are waiting for this. They want to hear your part of this dog psychology experience you went through with your dogs, and
I don't think just the world is waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah, no. Okay.
I need to know if this little tricks really be working. Like what?
I'll do the best recollection of my memory because it's been a while. We did this summer of 2013, so we're talking over 12 years ago already.
Okay. No. Just take us
Give
step by
us the whole,
step. The whole interaction, how you went about contacting them, and so go for it, Vic.
The initial part, so we had gotten our dog, our Cane Corso was born in September of 2012. We got him when he was a little bit older. We got him at 6 months. It was about March, I want to say 2013. And as soon as we got him, I'm like, what's going on? This is not the dog I heard about or read about or watched videos on YouTube about. This dog is afraid of his own shadow. Like I said, he's powerful and large, so it makes him dangerous, right? He's not like a little scared chihuahua. So anyway, so we're trying a couple things. I had gotten a hold of this one trainer who lived near the area where me and my wife were, and nothing changed. Like she was, oh man, I forget, like, damn dude, like $100 a session. She would give you like 90 minutes and she'd go on a walk with you and do this. Nothing works. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm running out of options. I found this other trainer that didn't work. And so at the time I would watch a show, the whatever, the Dog Whisperer show.
The Dog Whisperer, yeah.
And
on Animal Planet?
On that, like on Animal Planet. Way back in the day before the logo change and the old Animal.
Was that before Pit Bulls and Parolees or?
Oh man,
no, I think so. This is a while back. So
I think Pit Bull and Parolees were at the same time, just running together.
Maybe was on for like 20 years.
Oh yeah,
hey,
shout out, so old.
Shout out to that show. Call her
Yeah.
up. What's that lady's name?
What was that?
I don't remember.
What's that lady's name?
Who's that? The Pit Bulls and Parolees?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't even remember. I have no. I don't know. I have no idea, but
I'm gonna look it up and I'll tell you in the middle of everything.
Yeah, he was like summer 2013, so he was already by this age like 10 months or so, 9-10 months. And we used to watch a show, and I want to say the way I remember is that at the end of the show, they're like, if you want to work with Dog Whisperer Cesar Milan, go to the website and fill out a form. Okay. So I remember I filled out this form, but it was a lottery-based system. Because he would have lots of people who would apply, lots of people. And then I forgot how much it was, but they were going to choose a fraction of that number. So I'm like, oh man, all right, let me see. So I fill out the application. Sure enough, I'm selected. Cool, right? So you don't have to pay anything. We're going to invite you first to see if this is a fit. No credit card information here. We're going to meet on this day at this hotel in this ballroom. So I drive all the way from freaking West Covina to, I think it was Santa Clarita, somewhere. It was far. It was like near Six Flags.
Yeah, Santa Clarita.
Yeah, like, so show up to this hotel, go to the ballroom, and it's big and it's filled with people. Like, like 200 people, maybe 300 people.
Oh wow.
Everyone's there, like we're all gonna, and I think it was no dogs. I don't remember taking my dog, but so he comes out on stage and the Cesar Milan, people going crazy. And he explained the program. He's like, this is my kind of I usually work one-on-one, at any given time, but now I'm gonna invite people onto the dog psychology center campus. So I'm gonna open it up. This is my inaugural whatever camp. We'll call it like a summer camp. So he runs through the thing, through the whole spiel, gives a little talk, and then if you're still interested, you're gonna come over here, sign up. So I'm like, dude, I'm desperate. My dog is not behaving, blah blah blah. He could hurt somebody, right? And that my kind of course was not cheap, dude. That dude is expensive. So I'm like, all right, let me invest a little bit more. So I signed up, and it was I want to say like a 8-week program at first. So we had to drive, my wife and I, once a week. We had to drive from West Covina area all the way to Santa Clarita, go out. And the place is huge. You kind of take a small little road. It looks like nothing. There's some trailer parks in the front, and you keep driving down the road for at least a few miles, maybe like 3 miles in. And then finally it opens up. It's huge. It's massive. I don't even know how many acres he has there, but it's a lot. It's some rolling hills. He has like agility courses there. He has all this stuff kind of laid out. And I thought, okay, we're going to be working with Cesar Milan, like dog whisperer, like one-on-one. I'm going to be talking to this Mexican dude I watch on TV. No. He would show up. He would say, what's up to you? But you're working with his trainers. That was a program. So that's why he was able to do people once. So at first we worked with a lady named Jennifer. And then there's another lady. I can't remember her name, but they're awesome. They're super down to earth, really nice. 2 small little ladies. And it was like that stuff on the show. You would see this lady and this dog who's acting crazy, and then they would grab the leash and like, why does the dog behave for you, man? What you put on pheromones? Like, what is going on that you guys can control these dogs? We were in the class, and they had different classes. One of them was like an agility course, and one of them was a fear red zone course, and that's that's one my dog was in. And so I thought my dog was gonna be one of the big ones. There was a lady who brought a Presa Canario, and he was a full-grown adult. He was about 3 years old at the time. She brought him. He was in the class. They had to put on, you know how horses wear those things that like kind of cover their eyes on the side?
Blinders.
Yeah, just to look straight. Yeah, the wax.
Yes, they look straight. So they're
called blinders.
His Presa Canario blinders had the same thing on his head, had a prong collar and an E collar, right, for shocking. Had like the whole get up. This dog was about 160, 175 pounds. He was enormous. He was
was he, the Hannibal Lecter?
So he was there because this lady Jennifer and Cesar Milan had worked with them. They were like, look, I forget the dog's name at the time, but this Presa Canario, they're like, he's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They're like, I would trust him with an infant to a senior citizen people. Around humans, he is completely docile, loving, caring dog, like really gentle. I took him on face value, man. I wasn't about to go up to that dog. She's like, with any animals, dogs, cats, rabbits, anything, that dog goes into what they call red zone in like a second. So like, he's not trying to hurt the dog. He's not trying to play with the dog. He's trying to kill that dog, kill that animal. So he was a super important case. I don't know what you want to call it. But they had the whole get-up, man. When he came in, he looked like Hannibal Lecter. They had to put the thing over his mouth, blinders over the eyes, prong collar, E collar. I think they even put a weighted vest on him to kind of give him some, extra weight to carry. That dog was decked out. So, we did like an 8-week course there. And then after we were done, they had pulled aside I don't know what you want to call it, the special cases, the dogs that needed a little bit extra work. And my dog was one of them. They made this offer. They're like, look, because I think we had a class of like 30 people, so 30 dogs, and there was only like 4 or 5 of us that were pulled out. So at the end of the 8 weeks, they're like, look, we recommend a little bit more intensive. So these are the options that we're offering. So the lady Jennifer really made a bond with my dog. She like really, really loved him. And she's like, I would, if you guys are okay with it, I want him to come live with me for 1 week. I think it was a week or week and a half. It was a little while. He was there for some time. And so she went to go live with him, or with that lady. And that lady mostly lived at the dog psychology center, but like kind of down the street too.
Okay.
So about 2 weeks later, when she brought him back to us, she's like, "Oh, he spent a lot of time." They had like video they showed us and stuff, like going on walks with Cesar Milan in a pack walk, not like one-on-one. Where I know you've seen the TV show where he has like
Yeah.
each at the same time, like a New York City.
Yeah.
And my dog was one of that pack. And I was
Oh.
like, how is he walking like this? But when I walk him, this dude is pulling me down the street. Every little person that walks by, the wind blows. He's freaking out. And somehow they did. When he was cool for a while. Yeah, like
you didn't do it.
Dude, he really does that. Cesar Milan really does that. He really, and the dogs like just listen to him. So I did that. I started doing that for the entirety of my dog's life from that point on. And he would kind of like whatever, he listened a little bit, but he got better. He definitely got better after we did that course. I would, anyone out there, I don't know if he still offers this or a version of this, but yeah, man, if you got a dog that's just lots of issues, lots of fear, anxiety, you name it, yeah, I recommend them. It helped my dog a little bit. It wasn't like a Superman change in the payphone, kind of like where he came out, he's different, but it definitely set him up for more success later down the road. But man, that's crazy. Cesar Milan is legit. He really lives there. He really does his thing. He really has dogs all the time, just running around.
Cesar Milan, if you hear this, come on the podcast.
Yeah, we need you. Let's get it.
That Hannibal Lecter dog's case, that dog was perfectly fine. He just didn't like other dogs.
He just didn't like other dogs, but the lady,
she's like, look, perfectly normal. But that lady probably wanted a Prisa Canario at the dog park, which is
right.
Yeah.
So
that dog was massive, dude. He was like a bear, like at least 160 minimum. He was huge. Yeah.
So how long did this course and everything go? Like, how long was this whole entire thing?
So the course there at the Dog Psychology Center, we did that summer of 2013. I want to say it was like an 8-week course, and you went back once a week. We went on every Tuesday, and the class was I think it was like an hour to 90 minutes each class. And then after, when it was all done, that's when I said they like pull aside a few people and like, hey, we'd recommend something more intensive. So our dog went to go live with one of the trainers full time, and then I think she said for like a couple of days he actually stayed literally with Cesar Milan, and then he went back. Yeah.
And so it was with Cesar and everything.
Yeah.
And with the lady Jennifer. And how long was it with Jennifer?
With Jennifer, she had him after the course was done, after the 8-week course. I think she had him for like another week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And so he actually like literally left us. He lived with her for that time.
So you went for a span of a total of 10 and a half weeks, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that.
And so like for the first 8 weeks, you guys had to go once a week.
Yes. Yeah.
So after you got the dog, like once she did her 2 weeks, they didn't do any assessment evaluation where you guys needed to be, where they can see what you were doing wrong.
Oh yeah, no, they did that. So like, I remember she brought him back to our place, and my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, whatever, they were like, oh, let's go on a walk, let's see how you guys do. And it was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was kind of like he put on his best behavior.
Yeah, because she was there.
She was there. And they're
you guys are the substitute teachers.
Yeah, but she did say, she's like, look, if you guys can over the next couple weeks, few months, send me videos of you guys on the walk. I'm gonna go back home. I gotta go live my life, and send me videos. And so we did. She was really, really, really awesome lady. She'd always keep in contact with us for the next few months. Like, just, hey, how's the dog doing? How are you guys doing? Anything you notice that maybe he's kind of regressing on, or maybe he's making advancements, stuff like that. She would keep in contact. She was really nice.
That's cool. Like, I wanted to know that whole process. If she just like gave you the dog and didn't even like assess you guys as far as like what you guys are doing wrong, because I think that's really key that people don't realize. Like, they ask like, yo, can you train my dog and this, then a third. But the thing is, yeah, we can train the dog, but it's you we need to train, because people don't realize that the habits and things that you allow the dog to do and have, it's like, yo, the dog has learned to get away with it with you, because it's learned like, yo, you're not going to put your foot down when I do this. You're just going to be like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But now when it's with an actual authority figure, a trainer, like, what was it, Jerry Springer, when they had like the big sergeant dude with the little kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your dog went to go get whipped into shape with another sergeant. So when it goes back home, that's a prison one. No, that's a Jerry Springer. This is it might be before your time, Dave. Yeah, this might be before your time. You're like younger, but but it's just that's what it is. Like people don't realize that it is the dog, but yet it's more of the owner that really may need a little tweaking and training, as well as the dog too. But just ownership and boundaries and order and those things are really playing key, especially when you have a guardian dog, working dog, and things like that. Like they go hand in hand. Owner dog, like you can't just let the dog roam free or do whatever. But that's cool that she was there to help you guys through the whole situation.
Yeah, no, she was awesome. I remember he would always have this thing. Cesar Milan would be like, "All right, when you go on a walk," and I get it now. Like it took me years kind of understand. You embody what you want, right? Okay, so on the walk, this is what I want.
Yes.
Visualize it. But he'd have this physical thing where he'd say, "I want you to have kind of like almost like a Superman chest. Like you're gonna
your confidence."
Exactly. Proud. You're gonna be like confident, like a confidence you're gonna make your body go into, and that's gonna. He said it would travel down the leash to the dog. All right, cool.
Yeah. He always said that. Yeah. Because the thing is, because the dog feels your energy, it knows your nervousness, and it's weird that dogs do this. Like they know, like even when you just take the dog out, you're like, okay, now I'm a little panicked. Like make sure my dog is not gonna misbehave, and like
he relaxed the muscle with something wrong.
what the heck? Dude? I was like, yo,
That's Cesar Milan, bro.
Yeah.
we got special guest.
Everything you're describing, he's saying it. We can't play too much. He's gonna get us for
Yeah.
copyright.
But
No, but it was serious. And I remember I would try it. And so my dog came from a bad breeder in Amani, dude. Like that dude was a backyard breeder, like literally trying to live off of just constantly churning out the females, more and more puppies, more litters. And I knew that after the fact. I wish I had foresight and kind of saw that, is what it is. But I tried doing that with the leash. I'm like, all right, here we go, man. I have a barrel chest anyway. Like, easy for me. Boom.
yeah.
And I would try and I would like just visualize confidence. We're gonna have a good walk. And then no, he would go after this. After that, he'd be, oh man, what's going on?
So it's more than just the visualizing of the confidence, like because even when let's say when you know there's a problem coming, your body language is like I don't know, like the dog's gonna feed off of that. And like that's like for me personally, like it's when you have a dog of these nature and the stature, you truly have to be the leader. Never let the dog lead you. You gotta lead the dog. But then I want to go back to. I want to say this for any and everybody that's watching our podcast. When you are going to buy a dog from anybody, research the breeder. First, research the breed that you're gonna get, but research that breeder. See what that breeder's main purpose are. Like if that breeder is just breeding to pump out money, then you don't see that breeder is doing anything for true obedience, doing anything with family and working with the dogs, where all those things and environmental and those things like that. Then I truly recommend never buy a dog from that person. If you don't see them out in the world with the dogs, then you know those dogs have no stable temperament. If you just see their dogs are always in the backyard, always in the kennel, or the owner of the dogs is never out in the public, at a restaurant, at a park, walking his dogs, or even at dog shows or different various events, then you know that dog that kennel is doing that, then you know that they're pushing for temperament as well as a guardian natureship like Diesel has in a sense. Like they're looking for that. But if they don't have any of that attributes or any of those activities, I'll never buy a dog for anybody like that. Ever.
Piggybacking off what you say, and I want to throw this out there for anyone that's listening and watching, because this is the mistake I made. And so I knew that up here, what you're saying, okay, research the breeder, talk to the breeder. And remember, we talked about this before, where you call someone, this is the price, what do you want,
Right.
The mental thing that I want to piggyback off of exactly what you're saying, because what you're saying, 100% true. Without a doubt, research, know the breeder, go put your hands on dogs if you can, blah, blah, blah. Internally, in your mind, in your heart, for anyone watching right now, anyone listening, I feel like it's imperative to say, don't be desperate. Because when you're desperate, your rational brain stops thinking. That's what mine did in 2013. So I watched this breeder, said, man, why does he keep the dogs in the backyard? How come that dog looks kind of nervous. Why isn't he showing me the father? Where's it? Oh, I only have a picture of the dad. Why does the mom not look that? But when I was desperate up here and I wanted a dog so bad, the rational brain said, we're going to go ahead and turn off right now. That's what I did. I turned off my brain and said, shut up. And I'm acting with emotion. And even though there's red flags, I'm going to go ahead and quiet those down. We'll push those away so I don't see them. And I'm going to go with my whatever, my emotions right now.
Yeah.
So whoever's listening, exactly what Ernest said. On top of that, paired with that just as equally, make sure you're aware that you're not in a place of desperation. Like, oh, my dog died. I just need to get another dog. Or I like the look of the dog and I found this breed, whatever, Presa Canario, Golden Retriever. I don't care what it is, what breed it is. And even though the breeder doesn't look right, even though he or she is rude, even though they're not sharing information, even though they're only telling me the price, even though I have all these red flags, when you're desperate, you will look past all of that. And you will say, you know what, just give me the dog. How much is it? Oh, $2,000, $1,000, $5,000, whatever. Go ahead. I have a friend down the street that got a small little breed. I forgot the breed. Anyway, we have this breeder who lives in the neighborhood. I never met her. They had a dog who died a few months prior, about 2 years ago. And then about 6 months later, the wife was on a walk and she sees this, King Charles Spaniel. That's what they call the King Charles Spaniel.
Yeah.
And this lady's like, oh, yeah, I breed. Oh, where do you live? Oh, I live like 5 houses down. I never met you, right? So they start talking. She comes home, tells the husband, the lady just had a litter. I really want a dog. Husband, at first, right? Rational. No. It's too soon. No. So he talks her into it. Let's go look at the puppies. So he goes to look at the puppies. Dude, they have like 5 million puppies. They have multiple females pregnant. The lady's just churning out puppies. So she's like, I'll give it to you at a good price. I think they spent like $3,800 for that King Charles Spaniel.
Wait, at a good price? 38?
I think it was like 38. I might say it might be a little bit less. I want to say it's around there. He spent he was like, my buddy told me, he's like, I spent more than I want to, and I don't want to talk about it. It was that They've had the dog for just a little over a year. The dog's cute, man. She misbehaved, but now that she's getting a little bit older, she's cute, whatever, cool. It's not my type of dog that I want, but it's a cute dog.
Yeah.
That dog has racked up so much medical bills now in the first year they've had it. That puppy. Cherry eye on both eyes, something going on with the jaw, something with its
ride jaw.
Right?
Got some ride jaw in it.
But that's desperation. I got my Cane Corso and he taught me a lot in life. And I'm grateful for him, even though he and I never had that. But I acted on desperation. I was like, no, I just want it. I just want it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you get on them dating sites and everything, you start looking at these girls and everything, like she look good, but then you see all the red flags, but you like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Then you stuck with it. Hey,
you be on those, that's where you know. I don't know. I'm a married man, so yeah. I don't know. Right away,
I got you never been. But you know what it is.
I was speaking to Linnell.
Yeah.
Desperation.
Two words, brother. 2 words. You gotta get 2 words and you gotta swipe left.
Swipe left. Yes.
Swipe left. I don't want that, man. Swipe left. So you got to do that with the breeders. I'm telling you, it's exactly what you're saying. Know all the stuff that we talked to Dennis and Gam about it. And that's what I was kind of telling. I've told Dennis until he's blue in the face. I told you guys too, same thing. I've never met legit breeders in person talking to you guys, you guys making the time to invite me on here and talk to you. Dude, I'm 38, and for all these years they were just backyard breeders. I'm like, where are the legit breeders? Because I see dog shows, I see different breeds. There's got to be legitimate breeders somewhere of any breed, period. Just show me anyone. And I went 38 years and I'm like, oh, hey, there's this guy Dennis, I saw him on YouTube. Let me see if I can contact him. And then sure enough, right? But now I'm in a place where I'm like, I'm not desperate for the next dog. I will take my time. I don't need it, right? But that part of your brain, man, for male, female, old, young, whatever, don't just get a dog because I just have to have a dog. And then you get a world of trouble that comes with it. The medical bills, the temperament is off, you name it. You can't have people over. You can't have other animals over. They don't want to listen. Dude, I've seen it. I've seen dogs break up relationships, break up marriages because the dog Said, I'm over here with it. You're over there. I don't want the dog anymore. The dog is too much trouble.
Yeah.
So
I've
bad,
seen
man.
people do custody for dogs. They break up.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy right
I gotta
there.
pick up the
That's
dog.
crazy work.
Oh,
There was a
Oh.
lady in that
dog's
season
asleep.
one.
Gotta spend the night now. The dog can't wake the dog up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. They
there was a-
real stuff, bro. Like,
yeah. There was a Presa Canario lady who brought that Presa Canario. There was this other lady who had this kind of mixed dog. It was like a pit bull mix, and she was in that class with us. The pit bull was smaller, maybe 50 pounds, soaking wet. But she said, "Me and my boyfriend are on the brink." She's like, "I wanted a dog. I had a death in the family, and I just wanted something." So she goes to the same old story you hear, right? She goes to the pound. She sees the dog, falls in love with him. Her and her boyfriend had just moved in together or something like that. I kind of vaguely remember the story. And she's like, he told me it's either me or the dog. Like, or sorry, it's either the dog or him. It's either that's the kind of ultimatum. So she's
yeah.
because I love the dog and I want to save my relationship. I don't want to break up with my boyfriend. Like I love him, blah, 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 blah. But man, throughout that course, I remember like that dog wasn't getting better and she seemed stressed out every week she came.
Man.
But she just wanted a dog. And so she made a choice and it started affecting. I don't know if she ended up breaking up or they didn't last. But man,
Hey, if you're hearing this, let us know. Email us. Let us know the whole story.
Yeah, your story. You ever break up with somebody because of a dog?
Yeah, right.
Get at us. Or if
Get
you're
at
single
us.
and you have a dog, get at Ernest. If you're
Whoa.
single,
you should make an app like
you know
just
how
this
to
is for
yeah.
dog
Hey, yeah,
lovers.
Hey, we
Dog
should do that. Like, what
lovers.
was it? Like farmersonly.com. We're gonna be
There you
doing
go.
dogloversonly.com.
Yeah.
Dog lovers only. Dog
They're
lovers
gonna,
only.
they're gonna be on there
You
like
the
we already
walking
know
com-
Ernest. They're
You
gonna
need
say
a
we
walking
already know Ernest.
companion.
Yeah. You have there's certain things you have to be on board with the missus on. You and your wife got to be on board. Like, if my wife
yeah.
loved only poodles and I want to put it in a stroller, I'm not doing that, man. Sorry, you're gonna have to find someone else because I'm not doing that.
Not happening, bro.
Nah, man.
I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there right now. If you got a dog and it sleeps in the bed, not happening. You got a dog that gets all up on the couch with you and all that stuff, not happening. You want to put it in your purse, not happening. You want to put it in a stroller, not happening.
Yeah.
Ladies, you heard that? He's talking to the ladies right now.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Hey,
Girl,
Rick,
man.
that was right. That's what he's saying. He
That's
knows
it,
it. He's already crossing off. He's already swiping right there. Like,
You should swipe left. You should put that in your bio. Have
hey,
all
look
those
at it.
requirements.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
red flags for me. Don't
Yeah,
bother.
all red flags. Yeah, all bad red
man.
flags.
Yeah,
Like, we
only
can do
that-
ice cream.
Sometimes I see like
We give them
older
ice
people-
cream after they do like some training sessions, but that's about it. Or pup cup,
yeah.
call them pup cups and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. You know, I
But
see,
those are like
older
special
couples push
occasions.
around. I see older couples push around dogs, but sometimes I see like young guys, like
Yeah, bro, the big swole dudes and those.
19.
Yeah,
And they're pushing around their girlfriend's little dog on the shoulder. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
you
and then
don't-
wearing that girl's purse and everything too.
yeah. I said,
Yeah, we know that one.
no, you don't respect yourself. There's no way, no self-respecting man is gonna push a dog on the shoulder. I don't care what.
Yeah, there's no way, bro.
I kind of
Like,
want to do. It's funny. I told my wife, my wife and I were having this conversation because she has sometimes very similar viewpoints as me, and that's one of them. She's like, I ain't never pushing a dog on the shoulder. I say, you know, what'd be funny.
You know,
One day we get a big American Bulldog. We'll get one from Dennis, right? Okay, we'll get a son of Diesel. I'm gonna let him get big. I'm gonna feed him protein. I'm gonna keep his testes on. I want him to have size and power, and then I'm gonna put his ass on the stroller and push him around and see what people say. Just for a joke.
I'm gonna call you personally. I'm gonna call you personally, like, man, you tripping.
No, because you know it's a test. It's a societal test. Like, how come a big dog is
never in a
stroller versus a small dog? That small dog has 4 legs, just like my big dog.
Yeah.
He should walk. Make him walk. Dude.
Yeah, why can't we do it?
Yeah.
Big dog need love. Big dog needs some pampering too.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in for Halloween. That's gonna be my costume.
Oh man,
push him around the neighborhood like this.
He's gonna be Big Baby Diesel.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
That's funny.
No,
that's mad funny.
I have a question. How
So
much financially, you know, and I don't know if it's okay asking this, but how much did you spend in the whole dog psychology with Cesar Milan?
Oh, I want to know too.
Man, there's 12 years ago. It wasn't cheap because I remember thinking like, okay, should we invest in this? Because I'm trying to do everything I can to help this dog.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it wasn't cheap. Ballpark, man, 12 years ago, dang, for 8 weeks. I want to say it was like 5 or 6. I want to say for the 8-week course, like it was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can't even recall how much the extra 2 weeks were when he lived with the lady. That I don't remember at all. But I think the 8-week course was like 5 or 6, I want to say.
And that was 13 years ago. So most likely
Yeah.
the price just went up.
Oh, I'm sure
now.
it's way
Oh
more.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that was
Way
crazy.
more. Dude, that
Yeah, but we've done board and train. It's expensive, but we've
Yeah.
done board and train. But it was much less expensive than that. It wasn't Cesar
Yeah.
Milan, but we had some good luck with it. It's kind of different when you send your dog somewhere for a week, 2 weeks. We did a dog.
Yeah.
I think he was there for 4 weeks.
Mm,
And it was pretty cool, and then they help you when you come back.
Yeah.
They kind of do somewhat. Then he comes with kind of perks, like one-on-one sessions, like, hey, well, I'll go visit you, or hey, we're doing like a pack walk, like you said, and that wouldn't be like an extra charge. It would already be, hey, you've already spent, a few thousand. Feel free to come walk with us anytime and to like share
Yeah.
some stuff. But it's kind of cool. I think a good experience. If you have the means, it's
Yeah.
always good, to do that. And then they kind of help you, like what Ernest was saying, like kind of correct you on like stuff
Mm.
You're not doing right, or
Mm.
like we let them do it, like it's okay, they can do that. And like, no, it's not okay. This guy's doing backflips on the leash,
Yeah. No.
choke him out, choke him out.
Choke
him out.
This
Choke 'em
guy,
out, dude.
you gotta do it. Put the prong collar on, put the blinders on. This guy is
Yeah.
right. Take him
He
up, don't take him to the
wilding.
dog park. Don't take him to the dog park. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I
No,
think
it
it's
was
pretty
crazy,
cool.
man.
Yeah, but it sucks that you got to deal with that, and that's why it's good, like you're saying, to just continue to like meet people, talk to people, follow them on the internet, and kind of check
Yeah.
what they're about. And don't rush into it. It's easy to be like,
Yeah.
with anything, right? A car or something, like, oh, I
Mhm.
want it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Then you have buyer's remorse. It's kind of different with the dog. And if it does get to that point, hey, look, some people don't agree, but it's okay if you have to rehome a dog. If
Mm.
that dog ended up not being for you, sometimes it's for the best. And there's a better family. Like I'm sure that lady with the Prisa, she probably should have just, put that dog somewhere else in maybe like a single dog home, or
Yeah.
something like that, and that dog would have been much happier. Stuff like that. Sometimes it's just, hey, for the best, you got to do it. But it sucks when
True.
you have your family and everybody's involved, and then you try to do that, and your daughter, your son's gonna be like, yeah, it's crazy. Like
Dude, it made me mad when we
and
got,
your wife and stuff.
yeah, when we got that dog. What had made me mad, my Cane Corso, is that right before him, we had my Old English, and my Old English died at a super young age. He died of this super rare disease called myasthenia gravis.
Whoa.
Super rare. It occurs in people and dogs. And so the doctor, we took him to the vet. It was like a super, I don't know, specific kind of vet, right? Like he's like, oh, I look at like rare diseases. He's like, man, at the time's like, I've been in this like 33 years. I've seen this 2 other times in 33 years. So it's super rare. Your dog got unlucky. So he ended up, when it started showing, when the myasthenia gravis, it attacks the central nervous system.
Mhm.
And so they eventually can't control walking, going doo-doo, you name it. Eventually their lungs give out, right? So he died. And me and my wife were, I mean, as heartbroken as you can be over a dog, dude. I cried for days on end. And so like a few months later, I was in that place of desperation. So then I find the Cane Corso, right? A few months later, we get the dog. But I thought these dogs were badass. We're like, oh, these are the dogs the gladiators use, the Romans use. They're like, these killers. I'm like, oh man, that's what I want. I want a Cane Corso. And then I get this dog, and he's afraid of the wind. He's afraid of his own shadow. So I'm like, I got to do everything I can, try to help. But there was a time I felt like giving up. There was a time like rehoming this dog. Man, I'm done with this dog. I can't take him on a walk. I don't trust him around my nephew. There was one time I remember we had him for like maybe a week. My nephew at the time, my giant nephew Dennis, okay.
Okay, yeah.
He was like little kid. He's actually really short at one time. He and my Old English Bulldog were like this, man. They were so tight. They would take naps together. He would just, gosh, they just loved each other. The dog died, and we get our Cane Corso. We bring him to meet my nephew, and my nephew's so excited, like, oh, there's a dog, right? And I knew he was, a little nervous, but so I kept an eye on him. So my dog went under our kitchen table. So my nephew went, of course, I'm gonna go play with him under the kitchen table. Right? We'd only had the dog for like maybe 7 days. And then my dog snapped at him and like growled. I said, "Oh hell no, you're not gonna be snapping at my nephew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rehome you right now." But my wife's like, "Let's just slow down. Let's work on it." And that's when we ended up doing Cesar Milan, everything. Just try to throw everything but the kitchen sink. Like, let's just try everything we can. Try to get this dog where he needs to be. But yeah, man, it was, we never had that bond. That's when I see like Diesel. I went this past weekend. That's why like it was a must. I had to bring my wife and my kids. My nephews, tagged along. I was grateful to have them because it was cool to see Diesel run. Everybody, all these different personality types of kid.
Yeah.
I had to see it. I had to see because I'm like, I need to trust this dog with my kid's life. Because you can read about these dogs all day. You can watch videos, whatever. But I need to see him in action. I need to see exactly what he's all about. And it was a night and day difference between Peso, who would just want to play, could tell like, oh, he was excited, and then Diesel, who was just relaxed the whole time we were there. Like I had to see how that dynamic was. So I'm glad I was there.
No, and then
like,
like you were able to see it not only with Diesel, but the offsprings that I have from him there. Athena, Darcy comes from his belly brother, but that temperament was always solid. But they got that off and on switch. Like I said, I have videos where I'm out in the desert with them, and they're full blown being dogs, just running over, the desert, hiking, whatever they want to do. And Darcy, she likes going after the jackrabbits. She
so
starts
they
sniffing
chase
the ground,
rabbits
and,
all
and
day.
then she'll take off after them. Yeah. But
Damn.
same thing. She, I recall her, she comes right back to me. So they got that off and on switch. So their temperament is pretty solid with that lines.
Yeah. No, Baytime, man. I was excited. That's all we talked about. We left your place, and my mom was in the back of the car. My wife was up front, and we were just all talking to the adults in the car. The kids. My son and my nephew, especially, dude, fell in love with the Frenchies too. Now my son's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can we have one American Bulldog and one French?" I'm like, dude, I don't know what kind of time or money you think I had to be buying multiple dogs at once. But he fell in love with uh Drago and Mona, I think, was doing the rope, right?
Yeah, Mona.
Okay. My nephew and my son were that's all talking about the whole drive back, man. We were pulling the rope. Do you see his daddy? And then we threw it, and then she was playing with us, and she's so nice. And oh man, that's over and over again. But my nephew, my giant nephew, fell in love with Dossie.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just cruising up the steps right there, and she like went
Yeah.
under his legs, and when he was just like loving on her, so he's like, I want American Bulldog too, Uncle. I said, and talk to your mom about that. Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll make that call.
Yeah, my sister is she's a dog person, but she likes little dogs.
Mm.
She likes little dogs. He's not like big on the big ones, but my nephew, every dog is little to him because he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah.
Every dog is tiny to him, but he loved him, man. Him and Dossie were just cruising the whole time. They were just hanging out.
Vic, and I told you, all my dogs get along. The little ones with the big ones, I could have them together. I don't worry about them being in the yard by themselves. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's why I'm wondering too. I'm like, one day when I'm able to bring in, a son of Diesel, right? Like my pit bull now, the pit bull Boston Terrier mix. She's a very loving dog. I trust her with any human being, period, from diapers, little diapers, to eventually one day adult diapers. I don't care who the person is.
yeah.
But it's dogs, man. My wife even said, she's like, "How do you think she's gonna be okay?" I said, "We'll figure it out. I don't know, because she's gonna have to be."
Yeah.
She's my baby though. Like she's everything to me. Like her and I, man, we do everything together. So like she's gonna have to be, but I'll figure out a way. I think
what,
This
Vic,
is
maybe
your older
she'll bring.
dog, right?
Yeah, she's
that?
an older dog. Yeah,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that,
she's older. Yeah, she's
Yeah, it's your older dog.
Is she
that
she's
small?
gonna
pup.
be 10. She'll be 10 in January. So she's older.
So, like most time, like most older dogs are okay with it, but sometimes, like the overwhelming sense of a puppy can be the thing that triggers them. But for the most part, I've never really seen it, especially if the dog is already docile and has already been around dogs and stuff like that. I wouldn't introduce them in the house. I would go like meet them at like down in the like right at the end of the street so they can meet each other before taking them in the house. Because she's a terrier already.
Yeah.
Even if I know my dogs, like even So like for me, I can bring any dog into my house. At first, my dogs are like, "Who is that? What's that?" But then I'm like, "Yo," as they're around, they realize, "Yo, if he accepts it, we accept it." And like Dennis, remember with China?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I brought in a full adult dog, and I didn't know how my dog was going to react to her. She was literally, and this is the dog that my protection dog and everything. She's my alpha. So when she was acceptive of that dog, all the other dogs saw it. And they're like, okay, well, if she's gonna take the dog and like she's cool with the dog, then we're all cool with the dog. So I think even with your dog at her age, and if she's been around other dogs and everything like that, and if you have that trust in her, yeah, I think you guys are gonna be fine. Especially when you're bringing home an 8-week-old puppy. There's no threat in there.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I trust her with people implicitly. I don't trust her around dogs because she hasn't been around another dog that was not my kind of course since 2017. So you're
So
talking
really, 8 years,
that she's
9 years almost.
been around another dog. You know.
Is she good with going on walks? She can't walk at all, can she?
No, you can take her on because she's so little too. Like when she misbehaves or whatever, she kind of like not the dog. No, like she's easy to control because she's small. Even though she's very, very strong. She's very agile for almost 10 years old. But she sees another dog and she's jumps after them. I don't like you. And then I see people get that look like, oh, you got a pit bull. Look, your pit bull doesn't behave.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's cool.
So what I advise, what I always tell any and everybody when they're bringing a new dog, if I'm bringing in a new dog, and if I have someone to help, I take them for walks, but I keep the distance in between them. Like it's a space in between. And if there's no reaction, like from this side, then cool, I'll slowly move in. Then I'll just keep walking, just like, just kind of build that energy and engage the dogs. So when they start getting closer and closer, you're going to know, hey, there's going to be an issue. But they're on neutral ground. So they get to walking with each other. They're comfortable with each other. They're being buddy, and then we can start walking back to the yard. Like, yay, we're cool. Now you're welcome into my house. I would do it that way. That's the wisest and smartest thing is to gauge them from a distance while they're walking and bring them closer together and still gauge. But then once they get really, really close and they're close enough, you trust that, then we can continue to walk and still watch them, make sure there's going to be no kind of issues and none of that on your way back to the house. And they're like, okay, cool. They've already made it. Now we're in the yard. We're scot-free. We can hang out and be cool. So I would do that. That'd be the introduction. I definitely give neutral ground.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've when we had a kind of course on my dad, he'd gotten his American Bulldog Samson. I had heard that from Cesar Milan, the exact thing you're saying. So I told my mom had the American Bulldog. I had no kind of course. I say, hey, let's go meet at the park. That's neutral ground. She had just got the dog officially from the pound, the American Bulldog. So my mom had Samson, right? The Johnson. And then I got my kind of course on. We met at the park for the first time. They both went at it with each other through a gate. Thank God.
And then that's the thing. Because when you're going to like the dog park or a park or whatever, that's still a territorial kind of thing. Like, we're both in a complete unfamiliar situation. I don't know you, you don't know me, and we're walking across to each other. And it was like coming straight into combat. There's no engagement from a distance where they can feel the comfortability of being next to each other. Once you come straight into that combat, right into each other, instant. It's always instant. Okay. So if you keep a distance and you still can walk them, they'll catch that energy and vibe of like, you're not been a threat, I'm not been a threat. You're still going to possibly have an alpha, but yet at the same time, you still can gauge it and control it before anything impacts and like heads right on with each other. So don't go to a park because that's any dog's territory at that moment. Like, and then when you think about you at a park, what are they doing at parking? They're at the park. They're gonna mark their territory. They're trying to gauge them. But on concrete, bro, they ain't gonna do none of that. They can't take over the concrete. Like it could be a concrete jungle, but it's not there's no, I'm just gonna call it no pissing contest.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to put it.
I wanted to ask you guys, I've been thinking about this since the last time I had some questions kind of written down, but I wanted to see what each of you guys, what your answers are what made you fall in love with the American Bulldog? You know, at first, not at first glance, but like, what made you fall in love with them? What about the breed brings you back to them time and time again? Even if it's up here, you know, obviously you guys are all breeding, you all have your different programs and whatnot, but what really pulls you in versus golden retrievers versus Dalmatians versus bull mastiffs, you know, versus Chihuahuas versus any other breed? Because how many breeds are there in the world? Probably countless, hundreds,
Yeah.
I'm sure, of breeds, right?
You see my face, Dennis, when he said bull mastiffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just throwing out breeds out there, but like, because
Well,
you know, it's not the most popular breed.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it's, how do you say, like, there's a, it's not as popular as other breeds are, because you got like the American Bully XL. Look what happened to
Yeah.
the American Bully XL the past 4 or 5 years, man. Way overbreeding. The dogs are all messed up. Their temperaments are terrible. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, I see dogs in the street. American Bully XL, American Bully Standard, American Bully, you know, Mini, whatever it is, and they're just, dude, they're trying to snap at you. They're biting. They're afraid. They're, you know. So what made you fall in love with the American Bulldog versus any other breed that there is out there in the world? I was interested. I've been thinking about that since the last time.
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and y'all do that.
Dennis.
No, for me, Vic, at first I didn't know, like when I got my first dog, I didn't know what was an American Bulldog. You know, they just told me, hey, you know, this guy's selling bulldogs. My mind, I'm thinking like an English bulldog, right? And once I saw it, I was like, okay, you know, I there's some resemblance, you know, but okay, they explained to me what it was. And once I, you know, I her name was Monroe. I had her with me, and man, just living with her and just, I guess her temperament was the one that attracted me more to the American Bulldog. And plus, I like a robust big dog, you know, muscular, and that's what, you know, the classic American Bulldog is. And but I think it was more the temperament, the way they were with the kids. Kind of, I said it, the day I have kids, that's what I want, you know. And it just took me more into it. And you know, I think it's that saying, once you go bulldog, you won't go back,
Yeah,
you know.
oh, for
So
sure.
that was my thing. And you know, you just fall in love with those dogs. And honestly, it's they're, you know, a lot of people think they're not a smart breed. Oh man, these guys think for their own, you know, and they're really smart. And you know, a lot of people take for granted that. And you know, they're just, they're ready to give their lives for you, honestly. And all they want to do is just be loved and love you back, you know, unconditionally.
That, yeah, that's a good way. That sums it up. I think probably for a lot of people, right? On why they like the dog. Um, man, I'll be honest. The first time I saw American Bulldog was on Homeward Bound, and I was,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I was a kid, man, and I saw that dog Chance, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted that dog, and that was it. I was determined I was gonna find that dog, and I was gonna name it Chance and all that. And I had to go through a few bad dogs before I actually got one. And yeah, it was everything, you know, like the stuff that the dog was doing in the movies. Like the dogs really do, you know, they're into stuff. They're stubborn.
Yeah.
Like the character of that. These fools are getting, you know, when he gets to the porcupine and it shoots him in the face, right?
yeah.
They jump in the water, you know, they're like just kind of jerks and they're stubborn, but you seen he was with his boy and he protected the other animals, like, you know, and I'm like, hey, that's, if you know, I like that dog. It was a movie, and then I really got him, and I'm like, man, those dogs are really like that, and that was like a good breed to portray that, you know, those kind of personalities, man. And it just, you know, went from there, and they're big, um, you know, they're cool dogs, and they were just always, they've been, you know, everything that I wanted a dog. They're fun, and I've had other dogs, other breeds of dogs, but this is a breed that, you know, we've chose, and I think they're good overall, like family companions, and you know, they're still intimidating, but they're still lovers. they still have that little like slobber factor, right? Like other
Yeah.
movies when you know, growing up, but they're still, you know, neat and tight, and they still do some, you know, they're big and sloppy, but then they still are, you know, you know, muscly, and they do fun stuff, right? And like a
Mm.
to explain it in like a fun way or like a real way, not just like all breeding, you know, standards, because that's not what
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's more than just that, right? And
Mm.
configuration of all that. It's, you know, dogs and the temperament and the family and the everyday, you know, like fun stuff, right? Like why
Mhm.
we do it, right? I'm not
Right.
other than that, they're real dogs and animals, and they're cool. That's, you know, in a short way, you know, that's why I chose that and continue to choose, you know, and breed that particular breed.
Well, Vic, to give you an answer for real, why I love the American Bulldog over all breeds, I
Mm.
can't answer that. I
Mm.
can't tell you why I love it over all breeds
Mm.
because in my home I have multiple.
Mm.
I have the South African Boer,
Mm.
I have the American Bulldog, and I have an Old English Bulldog. But if I can tell you why I love my American Bulldog, I can tell you why I love mine. I can't tell you over all breeds. I can tell you why I love mine.
Mm.
What I first got into the American Bulldog when I first saw it. I had American Pit Bull Terriers, and then right next door, my neighbor, he had a dog. His name was JoJo. It's a big, massive, huge, just big, like looked like Spike. He was big,
Mm.
and I was like, "Yo, what is that?" And this is back in 1999, around that time.
Okay.
And he told me what it was, and then that started my curiosity. And then when I started getting into the breed, I found a lot of problems in most of the bloodlines and things like that.
Mm.
But the one I have, she, I'm like, I can tell you point blank, honestly, I even said this to Dennis this morning. If it wasn't for the dog, I wouldn't have the motivation I had. She keeps me driven, not just by her looks, her build, but it's just her aura. Like she
Mm.
knows when there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
She just has a certain way of presenting exuberance of like getting me out of my funk. And I can, my other breeds don't, like, none of them do this. None of them. And I've been on the phone with Dennis. Well, we're on the phone for like what, 2-3 hours this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly just moving around, doing everything with my dogs and everything. But she made me want to do it today. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know what energy I would have had this morning. And she just brings a different kind of life. And she is, I don't know what she would be, like a niece to Diesel, like a great niece to Diesel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so Monroe the dog he was just speaking about was her, is her mom.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
when,
that's her grandma.
oh yeah, you're right, right. So whenever I first got Pelotes, she was actually going to be a gift to one of my buddies, but then we had to change some things up because it was just something in her. I was like, bro, she's not the biggest dog, but there's something special about this dog.
Mm.
And not just how she makes me feel. She changed my whole vision of what an American Bulldog should be, what American Bulldog should look like, what American Bulldog should temperament wise. Like she is super, super gentle with my niece. My niece loves her to death. Mom, when I first moved to Florida, I was dating. She loved both her, like my ex's kids. She will work. I can put a weight pull harness on her. She's going to work. I can put a flirt pole out. She's going to work. I can take her to the show ring. She is going to work. If I can literally be sitting around the house, one thing she is not going to do, she's not going to run zipping around through my house. Once she sees I'm calm, I'm chill, she's right at my feet or right at the door. But she's always giving me something to live for. And that's why I love my American Bulldog. Can't say
That-
all of them, but mine.
Yeah.
Rick,
That's
and for you, I know your dad had the American Bulldog, but from all these breeds that they're out there, what makes you want to get an American Bulldog?
Yeah, no, we had both. Like I said, we had a Scott in the early 90s when I was just a kid, and then he got stolen. So I don't really remember him too much, but so at the time when my dad got, so I told you guys last time, my dad had gotten his Johnson from the pound, right? He brought him home. He helped my dad in his initial like sobriety, right? My dad was 30 plus years alcoholism and said, that's it. And man, I promise you, I pray, the Lord knows my prayers, God knows my prayers. I really do firmly believe that God sent Samson at that moment in time in his profession, right? Like God knows everything. He knew that my dad needed Samson right then and there. Even though he was kind of crazy, even though if he left the gate open, that dude would run out and run back in, but he'd run out. He wasn't Dossie or Diesel or Best was waiting on the yard, but he was so much love. And so what I didn't tell you guys last time is kind of adding to that. When my dad was going through his sobriety, right? And my dad was hitting it, full force, right? That's it. Cold turkey, I'm done. So my dad on one end is starting on his journey of sobriety, no more alcohol. At that same time, I was dealing with some real crippling anxiety back in the day. I'm talking like kind of stuff that keeps you in bed. Okay. My dad, he would go to work at night. I would work in the early morning. So we kind of had opposite schedules. I was living with my dad at the time, my dad and my mom. And so I would go to work early in the morning. I would try to go to bed early. I would take Samson out because he would sleep in the house every night, no matter what, whether it's cold outside or hot outside, doesn't matter. He was always inside at night, but he liked to be outside during the day. So I take him out to go rush him one last time. I bring him, and then one night, I said, you know what, man, I don't know what it was. My anxiety was up that night, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I said, I kind of called him and gave him a whistle, and he came into my room. Dude, I said, man, I feel so, I don't know what it is. I don't feel good tonight. He just hopped in my bed, big old 100+ pound dog, and just threw his body into mine, and we knocked out. And then that became kind of a recurring nightly thing. He would just walk in my room while my dad went to work, right? I'll be okay. I got to be up at X amount of time in the morning. And he would just cruise me. And it would make me feel like this. It would put me to sleep. It calmed my anxiety back in the day, whatever I had going on in my mind. And he would just cruise with me, man. And so he and I, even though he wasn't my dog, I had a bond with him, and I missed him. He was tough to walk because he just like, wow, so much power. But man, he was just so much fun. He was so much love. And then life kind of happened. I kind of forgot about him. I moved over here to Hawaii, and I would, my dad always told me how much close they were. And he was just a good dog. And I miss his look. I miss his size. He had this massive barrel chest, big old thick neck, fat head, fat paws. He was just big. He was like Bessel size, kind of. Bessel and Diesel. He was a big guy. So I missed that. But originally, I knew my dog was going to pass one day, like obviously all dogs, right? So I knew my kind of course. So this is maybe 2-3 years ago. And I started looking, I think I typed in one day, like Google, like big short hair dog. Because like I knew all kinds of breeds. When I'm looking for something I've never seen before. So it originally threw me onto American Bullies. And I started getting really into American Bully XL. I followed this one guy. If you ever seen him on YouTube, he's an American Bully XL and XXL breeder out in Texas. Dude, I got obsessed with that guy's videos for a while. QBN Kennels. Try to look them up. Like Queen, QBN Kennels.
Okay.
Super informative. Looks like an awesome breeder.
Puerto Rican guy?
He's Cuban. He's
Cuban. Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Cubano. And
yeah,
so Quality Bully Nation, I think is what the acronym stands for, but it's QBN. Okay. Super legit guy. Like I love his videos. He even has things like when you're first bringing home your bully pup. This is what you do.
Yeah.
It's very
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah, I liked him. So then I got into American Bully XL. I was like, this is it, man. This is the breed. So I started really getting obsessed about it for maybe like 6 months. And then I found this guy who was a local breeder here. He's some guy, business guy, and he bought from some reputable breeder out in Tennessee and shipped his stud out here. I met the guy. I'm gonna go talk to him. I was like, oh, come by my shop. He owns like a clothing store. You can meet my dogs. I'm cool. So I went with my wife. My wife was, whatever about them. So yeah, they're cute, whatever. The dogs are really nice, but they were all over the place, man. They didn't listen to him. They were trying to jump on me, which is whatever, fine. But they're very loving, not a aggressive bone in their body. So then I started doing more research, and then I started seeing them on the street, talking to people, watching news clips, and these dogs got too popular too fast. Tons of people, I'm in it for the buck. I'm trying to make 100K a year breeding dogs, and these dogs got really poor quality really fast. So the breed went down, and then I just got over it for a while. And I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm never going to find a reputable breed of any breed. And then one day I was American Bully XL, right, on YouTube, and your video popped up, and it was like, hey, Vergara Bulls, American Bulldogs, and hey, that's Samson. That's my dad's dog. And then I learned about the difference between Johnson and Scott.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, we used to have Scott. We used to have one back in the day when I was a little kid. So I started watching it. I sent it to my dad, and I said, oh, who's this guy? I was like, oh, it's on YouTube, and I don't know. I just found it. It was because YouTube will recommend you stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your video, and then that was it. That was done. That was almost 2 years ago. I saw that video, and then I kept watching it on repeat. I watched other American Bulldog breeders, and then just started diving full headfirst in the Johnson Bulldogs, and I was like, man, this has everything I'm looking for. I look Hawaii American Bulldog breeder, nothing, zero. I was like, all right, damn. So then the beginning of the year, I looked, I said, oh, this dude left his phone number on the website. I'm gonna call this guy up. Let me call this fool over real quick. And so and then I just kept going and getting obsessed and more obsessed and finding out everything: health, temperament, size, history, the creation of the American Bulldog, the prehistory, what it used to be back in everything, dude. Like that's it. So when I look at them, it's a blend of everything you guys are saying. Like I look first for temperament, obviously the health. You don't want to be going investing in a dog when these dogs have a lifespan of 4 years, like the Dog de Bordeaux, French Mastiff, right? Beautiful dogs. Turner and Hooch, whoever's old enough to remember that movie, man. Tom Hanks back in the day.
Yeah.
We're not all old.
Hey, Dennis.
But I would love dogs. I like Dog de Bordeaux is beautiful. I'd love to have one in my home, but I don't want a dog that's gonna live for 4 years old and die.
True.
Come on, those dogs are expensive. So that's why I found everything. I'm like, okay, hold on. This is checking off this box, this box, this box, this box, this box. And I said, oh man, their temperament, their health, their size, their power, their lovability, their devotion to family, their protective nature. They can be used for hunting. They're amazing with kids. Dude, the list keeps just going on and on. And that's why I think about the dogs all the time. Like, oh, this is what I want. I got my mom on, and my mom's like, oh, yeah, man, I remember Samson. And my mom is all in love with him. My dad, of course, loves dogs. He loves American Bulldogs. So then, then I start building a community where we're all talking about Bulldogs. So it's just been nonstop, man. I just see everything. I see all that size, all that power, all that, like I said, lovability, that gentle nature, but they can go into attack mode if someone's threatening the family at a moment's notice, but then come right back to like, hey, everything's cool. That's over now. I took care of that situation.
Yeah, that's Pelotti's, man. She'll just run up on something like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? And you feel like, oh, okay, you ain't no problem. I'll come back up here. That's for real, bro. She literally, she be in the backyard and she just be like, roll. I'm like, yo, what are you barking at? And she'll turn and be like, him. I'm like, that dude is just walking down the street. She's like, I don't care. That's what she's like. She's like, I don't care. I just see him. I'm just gonna bark at him anyway. But then it's she's gonna get her bark is like, hey, I'm letting you know I'm right here. Yeah. So she's like, she'll just sit at because my back door is right here, and she'll just sit on the steps, and she'll just bark from the steps. But if you come to that fence, bro, she'll run head first into it. Like, hey, I gave you a warning first. Don't come over here. And then I'm like, hey, calm down. She's like, well, you lucky he said something.
Yeah, because I don't want a watchdog. I want a guard dog. I want a protector, right? Like you can get dogs that Scottish Terriers, right? They're a good watchdog, but they're not going to do anything. They're not going to hurt anybody.
No, she'll bite you.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So you kind of have all these categories that the dog fits perfectly. Because for a while I was into Dogo Argentinos a long time ago. Dogo Argentinos, you really have to search for a breeder. And they're they're kind of temperamental when they're puppies, and they can turn on a dime. They might even turn against the owner if you're not constantly all the time. So, nah, man, it checks off all the boxes for me. American Bulldog. I want that big, strong dog walking on the street. I want to be able to leave at night, and the dog's at home with my wife and my kids. I have zero to worry about. Zero. Knock on the door, see what happens. Come knock.
Yeah, no, exactly. And And these dogs will do that. Like I said, I could go to work and man, I could leave, comfortable thinking, okay, my dogs will take care of my wife. And like I said, every time I leave, there's dogs inside the house. So they're,
Don't walk into the house with the lights off. I know that much.
that's a fact. And
No, it's funny. I was telling your wife, and please, give all of our love to your wife. She's just, so awesome, so amazing. But I was like, dang, you got to feel safe 24/7 in this house. You have all these dogs. Ain't nobody coming in the house. Nobody's getting in. Like, even if someone rolled up, God forbid, I hope this never happens, but roll up and they're ill intent, and they might even have something they shouldn't have in their hand, some kind of firearm.
Yeah.
How many dogs are you going to take out before those dogs take out your home?
Right. Yeah, you can always, you better
You
have
might
a
get
saw.
one. You're probably not going to get two, and then that's it. Lights out for you.
And then the Frenchie's gonna go at your feet. So
You're
already disoriented.
The Frenchie's about to give you a manicure. Like, give me them toes. Give me them toes.
He's gonna go down for the Frenchies, and then
those are the real ones.
And you saw my dogs are well behaved inside the house.
Oh yeah.
I had them inside, and I told you, we let them loose, roam around the house. They know not to get on the couch. They come in and they'll just chill. And that's why when I leave, there's always one or two dogs loose, just walking around. That one will sleep in the living room, the other one will be in the room with us, sleeping in the floor. I take off, they looked at me like, "You're good to go," and I'm like, "Yeah." So they'll stay with the wife, and I just be like, if anything, hold the house down, and they know. Yeah.
It's crazy because how many friends and family members' homes have I entered? And I'm sure you guys can all test this in your own way. How many times have you gone into someone's house and he got 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 5 dogs, all yapping? They don't listen to the owner. They don't stop barking.
Man, don't shut up and nothing.
They don't shut up. You're like, oh my God, man. And I'm so sorry about them. No, I'm like, no, this is the way your dogs behave 24/7.
Yeah.
Yourself and don't lie to me. This is your dog.
Yeah.
We walked in. So I got my 2 little nephews, my little daughter, my mom, and my massive nephew. Okay, walking with all these people. And first Dennis, hey, what's up, dude? You're here, hugs. Oh, Bessel's in the house and he's in this crate, but let's go to the backyard. Bessel was like, hey, wait, oh, okay, you're cool. Like, I'm like, damn, that dog is not messing around, man. Like, I know he's gentle, but whoo, man, if I was not your friend, I would be.
I know that same exact feeling because I got the dinner. What time I get your house, Dennis? It was like midnight.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think. Yeah.
It was so late.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah.
Like when I got to Dennis's house and Peso was off in the corner, and like we walk in, Peso looked at me like, bruh, what you doing in this crib? This is like the sun down, everything. Ain't nobody supposed to be in here that late.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was even nervous just like because I don't know if you knew where the bathroom was, like where the bathroom was, that room.
Yeah.
Okay, so I slept in that room, right? So Peso was off in that little corner. Was he still in that corner over there?
No, I had him through the close to the front door.
Oh no, so he was over against that wall.
Yeah.
And up against the wall where I had to walk to the bathroom. Man, I didn't want to get up at night to go to the bathroom. Like, like, nah. That ain't that's not an impact prank, bro.
Yeah, he could break out of that if he wants.
Yeah, like I'm like, yo, I creep to the bathroom and I hear him like, let me get back to my like, I don't know. I'm like,
One time, Baby Diesel broke out the crate. He heard something. He broke out the crate. And I didn't know he was roaming around or he was sleeping or something. And it was dark, and I got up to get a glass of water. And this fool just jumped up and ran to me like, "What the dude?" That just scared me. It was my own dog, and I was scared. I turned around and was like, "What?" Then I seen it was him. I was pissed after that.
But it was crazy. It's crazy.
I don't know how we got out.
I walk into the house with the whole family. And this is what I'm talking about. Like you walk in the house, yappy dogs. It was silence, man. Even the Frenchies were just whatever, cool. Bessa was in his crate. I think there wasn't Dossie in the house at the time. Right?
No, she wasn't. No.
Yeah. But I didn't hear yapping. I didn't hear barking. They weren't trying to jump up on all my kids. Like we just walked to the house. The Frenchies were, they're excited. They're kind of like, hey, there's someone here we don't know, and they're sniffing, but nothing where they were like out of control. or super loud or misbehaving or whatever. They were just cool. And I said, I didn't even think about that till I left. I said, it's crazy. I just walked in a house full of dogs, and not one of them was being yappy. Like Dennis didn't have to say, hey, be quiet, or hey, no, they were just all with each other and all fine. They were all cool about it. Everybody. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the two Frenchies that I had, those are the puppies. That's why I had that little playpen for them. There was the
Yeah.
puppies, and same thing. I think they picked up the energy from the other dogs too. You know, like okay, we don't need to act up, and you know, and you saw once, and I told you, I was like, I'll bring out the Frenchies. First thing they did, they ran out, and they went to the kids, like, oh, who are you guys?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my like all the kids were loving it, man. But I couldn't believe it because I remember we used to have my wife used to have this one friend back in the day, and her mom had 2 dachshunds and like a Shih Tzu Chihuahua mix. I hated going to the house. I love the friend. The friend is nice. Every time you walk in the house, it was 3 little dogs just constantly barking. They would never listen to the mom. Oh, I'm so sorry about it. I said, no, you're not. Like, this happens every time we come. Every time. And then the dachshund would nip at your heels. She would try to bite you.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, I'm, like no disrespect, like don't run up on me like that.
Yeah, I was like, I know you're only like 10 pounds, you little dachshund. Back up, man.
Oh, so for me, man, like I know for a fact my dogs are gonna bite. Like if my dog has like a reason and felt a threat, they're gonna bite you. So with me knowing that of my dog, I expect that of somebody else's dog. So if anybody's dog ran up on me like that, bro, we're gonna have to throw these hands. Like I ain't giving you no opportunity. Like it's not gonna happen. Like people need to like those boundaries and order and things like that. Because let's say if you walk in my house, there's gonna be one dog that just sounds the alarm. And when she sounds the alarm, because she ain't gonna see you. So when she sounds the alarm, it sounds off everybody. So once I go tell her, hey, I'm good, she's gonna stop barking. And guess what? Everybody else, they're like, hey, she ain't barking, we don't need them. And then like so all my dogs, they have their own, like my dogs have their own room. And then my protection dog, she roams the whole house like if I'm gone. So if I have to come in with somebody, I'll go put her away somewhere. And then she'll get to barking because she can smell and hear somebody else in the house. So I can go tell her, hey, yo, I'm good. I'm chill. I'm straight. So she'll calm down. But then the other one are like, they'll start to calm down too. And I go tell them, hey, yo, I'm good. And they're like, all right, well, you say you're good. I guess I can shut up. Then once that happens, then I can bring them all out so they can meet who's here, realize who's here and whatnot. But it just depends. Like if you're just a fly-by-night person coming by, like I don't bring my dogs to you. No.
Yeah.
I found love with Diesel and Dossie, and when we were leaving, Dennis was, the dogs came out, and none of them, right? Like Dossie and the Frenchies were just all kind of hanging out in the yard.
Yeah,
we're leaving, and Dennis is like calling the dogs. All right, come on, come back in the house. We're taking out down the drive, and my kids, like my nephew, especially my big nephew, fell in love with Dossie. So we're walking towards the car. We said bye to Dennis, bye to his wife. Dude, Dossie was like kind of following us just a little bit, not like running away from Dennis, but like kind of inching. And then Dennis said, hey, like, come on, we're gonna go inside. And she kind of looked, took a few more steps. I was like, man, if she comes in the car with me, I will watch her the whole time.
I'm out, bro.
I will take Dossie. I'll go feed her steak tonight. I'll go feed her In-N-Out. Like, I'm cool, man. I'll take her wherever she wants to go.
Oh, don't talk about that.
She followed us home for a few steps, and then she went back in the house. I'm like, if she comes, man, she can stay with us all day. No worries. I'll take care of her. She's so
In-N-Out burger right now.
Yeah, I know. She was very lovable. Her and Diesel both, man. It was so beautiful to see, and that's why I wanted to say thank you too for that. It was like and I sent you that message, right? I was like, hey man, it was such a blessing. It wasn't even just like, hey, thanks for having us over, but it was such a blessing. One, to just allow us at your home again, right? And this time I brought I even told him, like, hey man, sorry, the whole familia came with me this time. It was everybody, man. I bring my grandma, my aunt, but like just to be there. And for this time, for Dennis to see my son in action versus just hearing about it, and for me to see Diesel with my son, because Dennis pulled me aside like a quick second and said, hey, you know what? Now that I'm seeing your son, I think Diesel's going to be much more of a fit than Besson. He's like, let me bring up Besson. I'm going to show you why. So, okay, cool. Like, I trust him, man. I'll take you at your word. No worries. And then I saw them both with the kids, and I saw a night and day difference, that kind of juxtaposition. It was yin and yang, and that's not any bad talk about Besso at all. Besso is amazing, but the energy level and for the temperament with the kids, oh, it was Diesel 1,000%. And so to be able to see that, for Dennis to see my son, for him to say, you know what, boom, this is it. In my professional opinion, this is what I'm kind of letting you know what I see.
Yeah.
Perfect. I agree with you and I trust you, because 5 minutes later, when my wife and I are driving down the road, she said almost verbatim what Dennis said. She's like, it's Diesel. It has to be Diesel. Diesel, especially with Athena, even though Athena never came out that day.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
I saw Athena in her kennel and nothing bothered her, nothing phased her. She didn't even look remotely bothered that there's a bunch of kids around. She was just watching, just relaxed and hanging out just on the other side of the kennel from Diesel. And so
And Vic, and I don't know if you saw that, Athena, when your son was petting Diesel, they were next to Athena's kennel, but
yeah, a little bit.
she went forward, put her head in the kennel just to get a sense of him.
Yeah.
And your daughter, your son, I'm sorry, he turned and he just pet her on the nose, and she was like, "Okay, I'm here if you want to pet me, like I'm
I didn't
okay,
see
you
that.
touching me." Yeah.
Oh man, see, there's so much I wanted to get video, man, but I just got, like I said, I got that one video to keep watching over and over again. But it was beautiful to see that 40 minutes or so we were at your house, right? Give or take.
Yeah.
It was beautiful to see everyone fall in love with your dogs. My mom already loves everything we said. She watched the podcast I was on, whatever, last month with you.
Okay.
You know, I watched it like 2 times. But you
Shout out to
know,
your mom.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
my mom, I love her so much. She's
Yeah.
amazing. But for my mom, my nephew too, my big nephew, my teenager nephew, he's a very reserved
Yes.
kid. You know, he's a very reserved, he's very quiet, very respectful, very quiet. And you know, he kind of like, he's to himself a little bit. You know, once you get him going, he's amazing, but he's very reserved a little bit. And to see him open up with Dossie and Diesel, and for him to say, "Uncle, I want one," when we left him, what? He never talks about anything about anything with me. But he's like, "No, I
Yeah.
don't want one." And he's like, "I want one so bad now." I said, "Well, maybe in the day, you know, in the future, whatever." But to see all my familia in their own way fall in love with the dogs, in person, hands on, in one day was, oh, it was amazing, man. I mean, really, it almost brought me to tears. I was driving away, just like, I can't believe, like, I feel so blessed to be able to have visited with my family this time, not just for me
Yeah.
to, "Hey, I went and let me tell you all about it." You
Yeah,
know?
true that. And that's why, Vic, I told you, you know, that's why that breeding I did, and I explained that to your wife with Diesel and Athena,
Mm,
and I told you guys it's an inbreeding. Maybe in humans it's bad, but
yeah.
in dogs or animals is a different thing. You try
Mm,
to lock in certain traits and stuff like that. And the thing is that we did it first with Gabriel. That's why he has a dog called Baby Diesel, because
mm,
it's a son out of Diesel and one of Diesel's daughters. So we wanted to, lock in all those traits and stuff, and Gabriel would tell you if it worked or not. He could tell you
mm,
how his temperament and everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, for sure. That was the plan, and we got, what we set out to do, with the temperament and the look and all that. So it's a way to go, and Dennis is doing it the right way, right, and the correct way to do it. But yeah, you've seen it, and that's the way it should be when you got something good, right?
Yeah.
You preserve that.
Yeah. That's what I dream about. My thought about it is, one day in the future when we get him, when we had our old English bulldog, my wife and I, that dog went everywhere and did everything with us. He wasn't, so take out the protective nature, take out that kind of drive, but leave in the lovability, leave in the overwhelming amounts of affection, leave in the trust. I could trust my dog, my old English bulldog, dog, cat, fish, bird, person, baby, it didn't matter. He loved everybody at the dog park. He loved everyone on a walk. He just wasn't very protective. You could tell, he's like, I'm not gonna, someone knocks on the door, I'm not gonna be, I'm sleeping, man. Leave me alone. He was like that. He was lazy. He was real lazy, but I took him everywhere. I would go take him to I'll go take him to the bar. I will go get a drink with my wife with friends. I would take him to the bar. I would take him to
Yeah.
stores, shop. We'd go to Walmart. He'd walk in with me, and everybody loved him. So like I miss that about a bulldog, but I want the protective nature of an American bulldog. That's what I need. That's what I'm missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's gotta be blend of both. Let me get the light real quick.
I was wondering, like, yo, I was like, the meetings are getting darker over there.
Yeah, no, it's dark, but yeah. So I'm missing. That's what I want. I want to be able to have everything all at once, you know, versus what I had before, which is everything but the protection, you know.
Yeah,
Because my kind of course, I didn't have any of it, bro. He was too scared to be protective. He was too scared to like strangers right away. Couldn't really trust him around anything. The one thing, he loved cats, man. My kind of course loved cats. He never met a cat he didn't like.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. So.
Ain't no cats happening here.
Yeah. That was the only thing my kind of course liked. He liked cats. He hated birds. He hated lizards, whatever. But man, cats. I don't know what it was. He just liked cats.
Now new girlfriend can't have a cat. Another one. You heard that, ladies? Hey, that list is getting like
it's only very few, man. Only very few, my boy.
Yeah. What if you find a lady who you're like, man, she's everything I've ever wanted. She's beautiful. She's so kind. She's so sweet. She's so all of these things, but she just loves walking her dog in a stroller, in a baby stroller.
Yeah,
that's it. You're out.
I can't. Like,
man.
Me being me, I'm gonna look at you. Like, I'm just gonna look at you like you are Dennis. Dennis, not gonna happen.
Because you put them bulldogs in the stroller with the little bonnet.
Bro,
no,
see.
No, I can't. There's just certain things, like for me, man, for real. There's just things that just irk the out of me, bro. Like, and that's one of them, like babying a dog and stuff like that. Not gonna happen.
When Cupid hits him in that heart,
man.
Yeah.
That's what you say now.
Cupid,
you ain't in love.
Cupid, let me find something. Like,
when
Cupid gonna come with that, I'm gonna catch that mug. He gonna be like,
Yeah, when he gets you.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna
be
okay.
You're gonna be eating your words. You're like, oh man,
yeah,
I feel
man,
like
I don't. Bro,
you're gonna be floating in the air.
What's that stupid with letter SpaghettiOs? I don't even eat them joints. Like, I ain't eating my words. Like, not having it.
You never
know.
There's
just man. There's just certain things, like, I know there's things like in relationships, stuff like that. We are all different, but when it comes to like dogs, man, I just cannot surpass that whatsoever. I don't do the whole baby coddling, and that's just not a me thing. Like, I love my dogs to death. We chill, we hang out, we work, we go do things together. We get excited, we amp each other up. But it's just like, you gonna pick up a dog and you gonna throw in the purse or in the stroller, and you gonna be walking by yourself with that dog. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Good thing we're recording. I'm glad we're recording this.
Yeah, man.
Go back for references.
Play this back like a year from now.
Clip it right here. Clip it.
Hey, we're gonna show up at a dog show, and then she gonna be pushing one of the little Frenchies in the
stroller.
Hey, gentlemen, no, but this one's a good episode. You know, I know it's getting late, like for Ernest, and you know,
it's
probably he's hungry and stuff. So,
you know, I haven't even changed.
Yeah, so
Vic,
it was a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, Vic, it was a pleasure having you. You know, it's always great. You know, I know people are gonna enjoy this one. You know, with the whole.
This was a lot of fun.
No, it was good, man.
And you know what, Vic? Like I said, time flies, man. Because we've never done a 2-hour podcast, and we're getting to that mark. Yeah.
No, it's fun. I enjoy every time. I've been looking forward to it since we did the first one. I had a blast. Like I said, I feel like I talk too much, but I love learning with you guys and asking you guys questions and stuff. I really appreciate it. You guys.
Hey, I've been asking Dennis when we having you back. Like, I'm like, yo, when we getting Vic back? When we getting Vic back?
Dude, anytime you want, if you don't mind listening to my voice over and over again. I mean, like anytime you want. Brother.
Hey, we family now, bro. You stuck with us.
Yeah. No.
You stuck, bro.
I gotta see what happens later in your love life. I gotta be around for that.
There you
go. What's better than the stroller is when she rolls up with the Chihuahua in a purse.
Yeah. He's gonna have the backpack. He's gonna have the backpack.
So give me a Latina, huh? She get a
Yeah.
chihuahua, she a Latina, huh?
Whatever you want.
Hey, I'll definitely, if that's what it is, yeah, go for it, bro.
You
Oh,
see?
wait, hold on. So
That
before
was
we
easy.
bounce-
That was easy.
Right?
Before we bounce, Ernest, you said before we went live, there was some kind of announcement. You're like, oh, and I said, oh, let's just get to it when we do the live. What was the
Oh,
announcement?
snap.
That was like 2 hours ago.
It was 2 hours
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
true.
ago. It ain't has nothing to do with no relationship, so don't even get hyped up for that.
Oh, man. I thought it was a stroller lady. I thought stroller lady.
No,
was in the picture.
no.
I thought you
I
were gonna
think
bring
we
a
should
girl
do-
out.
So what's the
No,
announcement?
no, Vic. The thing is,
No.
we've been planning and talking to the owner from a dog
IOEBA?
registry, the IOEBA, and we want to host a show. You know, between the three of us and stuff. I know Ernest today. He spoke to the owner's wife. Just work some details, but this show will probably be in 2027. So it's you know 2 years
we're
to
looking
go,
at
but yeah. Go
April
ahead, Ernest.
2027. We're gonna put it in April 2027. We're looking for our venue and things like that, but we got a lot of things that we're gonna bring out to the show to make this probably one of the shows of all shows. It's just a lot of things we can bring out and just offer and just to do something a little bit different but still the same.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure out where we want it to be. We have a few ideas of where. We kind of want it to be central so we can have everyone from the east to the west like come and meet into the middle to do a big dog show, like, you know, make it even travel for everybody. But there's going to be a lot going on in this dog show, but we are on the list for April 2027 to be hosting the IOEBA show.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vic, so when we have dates and everything, all details, I hope you know you can fly out here, make it, and
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
Better than going to Disneyland, dude. I'm tired of Disneyland.
Oh, this is going to be way better than Disneyland. We're going to turn up.
I won't go to Disneyland when I'm done with Disneyland. No, I would love to, man. Just keep me posted. Let me know kind of, you know, what happens, what goes on, and I'd love to make it out if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So,
sure.
yeah. But
All right,
guys,
gentlemen.
I got to get to it like Sonny Pruitt.
No,
Vic,
definitely.
it was a good
It was a
one,
good
man.
one.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
doubt. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
You
guys.
too.